Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Band Together Leadership. My name is Paul Everett. You can reach me at my email address, which is BAND, the number 2 together, bandtogether at Comcast.net. Also, go and visit our website, please, conductingmylife.com, where you can get my book, Conducting My Life. Also, please go to the curriculum tab, and you will see that I'm part of the John Maxwell team. Therefore, I am trained to coach, to speak, and to just be an all-around good guy. Coach, speak, and train. That's what I want to do. And my philosophy is better people make better leaders. And John Maxwell, New York Times bestselling author, met him 2002, been using his books since 1997. Cannot say enough great things about Dr. Maxwell. So please get a hold of me and let's get better together. It's 10:54 a.m., the 3rd of February. That means that today is Thursday, and I'm doing this from our home just 20 miles northeast of Sacramento, California. We are working on Dr. Maxwell's book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, one of my favorite books next to the Bible. I also love Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. But for this purpose, we are using John Maxwell. At the end of my 15 minutes today, I have some books to share with you. Also, an announcement about an upcoming seminar that is going to be outstanding. So I'd like to be a part of it. We are doing the Law of Magnetism. This is chapter 9 in the book. Who you are is who you attract. Effective leaders are always on the lookout for good people. Dr. Maxwell thinks each of us carries around a mental list of what kind of people we would like to have in our organization. Think about it. Do you know who you're looking for right now? I do. I'd love to have your help. Contact me, all right? What qualities do these people possess? Do you want them to be aggressive, entrepreneurial? Are you looking for leaders? Do you care whether they are in their 20s, 40s, or 60s, or 50s like me? Do you stop right now? Take a moment and make a list of the qualities you'd like to see in the people on your team. Find a pencil, paper, and do it. So he wants you to make that list. So now, what will determine whether the people you want are the people you get? Whether they will possess the qualities you desire? Question. You may be surprised by the answer. Believe it or not, who you get is not determined by what you want. It's determined by who you are. Go back to the list you just made, and next to each characteristic you identified, check to see if you possess that characteristic. For example, if you wrote that you would like, quote unquote, great leaders, and you are an excellent leader, that's a match. Put a check by it. But if your leadership is no better than average, put an X and write only average leader next to it. If you wrote that you want people who are entrepreneurial, and you possess that quality, then of course you put a check. Otherwise, mark it with an X and so forth and so on. Now review the whole list. If you see a whole bunch of X's, then you are in trouble because the people you describe are not the type who will want to follow you. In most situations, you draw people to you who possess the same qualities you do. That is the law of magnetism. Who you are is who you attract. Isn't that cool? Sometimes they say opposites attract. Okay. But who you are is who you attract. Of course, it is possible for a leader to go out and recruit people unlike him or herself. Good leaders know that one secret to success is to staff their weaknesses. That way they can focus and function in their areas of strength, while others take care of the important matters that would otherwise be neglected. But it's crucial to recognize that people who are different will not naturally be attracted to you. Leaders draw people who are like themselves. So it's 4 minutes into our journey today. We usually go 15 minutes. Just to remind you, those who know, I did retire December 22nd, 2021. That was 5 years before I should have retired. Should means that if I get to 62, I would have the golden egg. I'd make my full retirement. But I think this is a good way of using the law of magnetism. You attract people who are like you. I'm 56 years old. I'm part of the Martin Luther King generation. Content of character, not color of the skin. Right now, we are seeing that is being challenged. I also believe in God. I'm those things. Content of character, believing in God, seem to have been my peril. An administrator told me, Paul, you and I believe in Jesus, right? Here you go, Law of Magnetism. Yeah, we believe in Jesus. Yeah, I believe in Jesus. Okay, you gotta leave him in the parking lot. Whew, well, that's not attractive anymore. I'm not. That is not attractive, and I'm not attracting towards that. That is not happening. Um, I want a public school campus to have Christians and Jews and Muslims and Baha'i. I want all kinds of faiths. I want all kinds of atheists. You want to be so cute as to say all colors of the rainbow. But to leave my Jesus, our Jesus, in the parking lot, that's not the law of magnetism anymore. Remember, the law of magnetism says right here, who you are is who you attract. And so I wasn't attracting who I was. The kids and I loved them. That's why I left. I loved them because I wasn't matching up with them. So where do they match up? Here we go. Maybe you've started thinking about the people that you have attracted in your organization. You might say to yourself, wait a minute. I can name 20 things that make my people different from me. See what I just said? There was plenty of differences. Again, I'm in Northern California. I began teaching June high school. Began teaching July 3rd, 1989, small town called Lodi. And 23 years old, there's the attraction right there. 5 years older than the seniors. I was their student teacher. A lot of attraction. Then I got older. And when you're 56 years old and you are 100 pounds heavier and you are bald and you're different. Right from the start, you're different. When you say to your students, I love you. Woo, woo, fire, fire, fire. Opposed to, wait a second. What love are you talking about? I'm not talking about that love. So stop it. That's weird. Very weird. It's, I think, weird that people cannot understand there's more than one kind of love, because there's actually four. And I think that you should consider studying what that word means. Going back to the book, and my response would be, this is Dr. Maxwell's response, of course you can. Different things. But the people who you are drawn to, or who are drawn to you, probably have more similarities than differences, especially in a few key areas. Take a look at the following characteristics. You will probably find that you and the people who follow you have common ground in several of the key areas. And there's, I think, about 5 of them. There's an attitude. Rarely has Dr. Maxwell seen positive and negative people attracted to one another. There's generation. Well, there you go. People tend to attract others of roughly the same age. Dr. Maxwell's top leaders are a good example. 3 of his 4 company presidents are only 1 or 2 years different from age. And then again, you're looking at a profession, 56. Yeah, I'm now the ancient guy. There's the 27-year-old from Cal State Sacramento or Santa Cruz, UC Santa Cruz, or whatever. They're all into this, what I don't get, the critical race theory stuff. They're all into ethnic studies. I'm not. I'm in social emotional learning. I can't even say I love you. What are you talking about? Social emotional learning. I mean, yeah, do your job. So the generation. Background. In the chapter of Law of Process, Dr. Maxwell wrote about Theodore Roosevelt. One of Theodore Roosevelt's memorable accomplishments is his daring charge up San Juan Hill with the Rough Riders during the Spanish-American War. Roosevelt personally recruited that all-volunteer cavalry company, and it was said to be a remarkably peculiar group of people. It was comprised primarily of 2 types of men: wealthy aristocrats from the Northeast and cowboys from the Wild West. Why? Because Theodore Roosevelt was an aristocratic-born Harvard-educated New Yorker who turned himself into a real-life cowboy and big game hunter in the Dakotas of the West. He was a strong and genuine leader in both worlds, and as a result, he attracted both kinds of people. Again, thinking about retiring early, my background was being different. I was being led by Christ. Okay, and I'll say that, and I don't want to, I hope you don't turn if you're at 10 minutes and 45 seconds with me, you're one of the few. But thank you anyway. My background's changing. I got in trouble one day for saying I believe in God to my students at what I call Pinecrest High School. It's a fictitious name. And so Mr. Evers, did you say? I did. Unprofessional conduct. Okay. Did you say you had a purpose by God? Or did you say? I did. Nope. And then values. Well, there you go. People are attracted to leaders whose values are similar to their own. Think about the people who flocked to President John F. Kennedy after he was elected in 1960. JFK was a young idealist who wanted to change the world, and he attracted people with a similar profile. When JFK formed the Peace Corps and called people to service, saying, "Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country," thousands of young idealistic people stepped forward to answer the challenge. It doesn't matter whether the shared values are positive or negative. Either way, the attraction is equally strong. Think about someone like Hitler. Hitler was a very strong leader, as you can judge by his level of influence. But Hitler's values were rotten to the core. And what kinds of people did he attract? Leaders with similar values. Hermann Goering, founder of Gestapo. Goebbels, a bitter anti-Semite who ran Hitler's propaganda machine. Reinhard Heydrich, second in command of the Nazi secret police, who ordered mass execution of Nazi opponents. Heinrich Himmler, chief of the SS and director of the Gestapo, who initiated the systemic execution of the Jewish people. They were all strong leaders, and they were all utterly evil, despicable men. The law of magnetism is powerful. Whatever character you possess, you will likely find in the people who will follow you. And then life experience. Well, when you're 56 years old and you're a grandpa, you're getting old. And people today in 2022, again, this is recorded on February 3rd, 2022, I don't know if they really want to be around old people. It's a weird thing. And then finally, leadership ability, which I have. Finally, the people who you attract will have leadership ability similar to your own. As Dr. Maxwell said in discussing the law of respect, people naturally follow leaders stronger than themselves, but you also have to have a factor law of magnetism, which states that who you are is who you attract. What that means is that you are a 7 when it comes to leadership, 7 out of 10, you are more likely to draw 5s and 6s to you than 2s and 3s. The leaders you attract will be similar in style and ability to you. Okay, the better leader you are, the better leaders you will attract. And that's what we're hoping to do at Band Together. We're hoping to get better leaders. Better people make better leaders. Okay, with that being said, that's the end of the chapter. Let's go to some cool books I want to show you. April the 29th, I'll be in Visalia, 7 to 9 p.m. at Cafe 210. Hope you will join us. BAND, number 2 together. Check that. That's my Comcast.net. Contact me for more information. You can also go to I'm hoping you can go to conductingmylife.com. And we'll be using this book on that Friday night, the 29th of April. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose for teens. Just 2 hours. Really an introduction. I hope to come back down to Visalia in August and do some more out of that book. I'm showing this book to you because I want some law enforcement to be there. To my law enforcement friends, this is a great book. I read this book, and I'm a high school teacher. Emotional Survival for Law Enforcement. I support law enforcement. So please, if you are in Visalia, let's see you at the First Presbyterian Church. It's not hosted by a church. We just have the facilities. This is meant for all community members because to law enforcement, to business leaders, young and old alike, we're working out of this book. 15 Invaluable Laws of growth. Now, my time is up, so I hope that I will hear from you. Let's get you down there, VISALIA. One more time, April 29th, 7 to 9 p.m. at Cafe 210. That's for teenagers. April 30th, Saturday, 8 a.m. registration, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. lunch included, book included. That would be the participant book. I suggest you go buy this book and read it. It's really good. So then you can come and be ready to answer questions and get involved and help everybody grow. Sorry for going over time a little bit. Begin with the end in mind. Every choice you make is who you are. So choose wisely, seek first to understand and be understood. Then people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I care about you dearly. That's why I spend time doing this. And I hope this helped one person. And I love you. Thanks a lot for being with me. Take care. Bye.